I have a problem if we don't.
Yeah.
Like, just because Trump thought of it, I'm not against it. Something that would stop the increasing number of rogue missiles that are in this world from maybe coming over here and incinerating me. Yeah, mark me down as a pro for that. I'm pro having, now, can we do it? I don't know. And the ballroom, I don't give I really don't give a I was reading, it shows you like how the media is. Everything is always on one side or the other. When he's first mentioned it, it was like all about, oh my God, he's desecrating the White House. Then I finally read, oh, well, you know, they've done to the White House before. It's just a building, I think.
Bill Maher and Bill O'Reilly just dropped a political truth bomb so explosive, it's shaking every deep blue state in America. For years, no one believed the stronghold of liberal states would ever crack. But it's happening, and it's happening fast. Voters who once swore they would never lean right are now shifting red. And the reason behind it is shocking. Two of the most seasoned voices in political commentary are breaking down exactly how Trump is flipping even hardcore liberals. And trust me, you've never heard it explained like this. Let's jump straight in.
Trump wants to build a new missile defense system called the Golden Dome. Ah, yes, I read about this. That could cost hundreds of billions of dollars. Is that a good use of money?
Well, I mean, look, he's building, he wants to build an arch on the mall. You know, he's building a place he can dance at the White House and do the YMCA. He's going to do that there. And he wants to build a dome. I mean,
you got to protect the dance hall.
True. By the way, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. You know, when the Democrats take the White House in 28, when we have the ballroom, you know, the Pride Month in February is gonna be great in that ballroom.
Democrats are melting down over Trump's plan to build a ballroom inside the White House. Yes, a ballroom. But while social media turns it into a meme fest, something deeper is happening. What looks like harmless mockery is actually exposing a massive obsession inside the Democratic Party. Jared Moskowitz mocked Trump by saying he needs a place to dance the YMCA, but Maher wasn't laughing. He fired back with a brutal, razor-sharp reality check that instantly flipped the narrative. His comeback wasn't just witty, it highlighted the growing exhaustion among moderates who are tired of Democrats turning every Trump decision, no matter how small, into national drama. This next clip? Pure Maher. Brutal, clever, and unfiltered.
I have a problem if we don't.
Yeah.
Like, just because Trump thought of it, I'm not against it. Something that would stop the increasing number of rogue missiles that are in this world from maybe coming over here and incinerating me. Yeah, mark me down as a pro for that. I'm pro having, now, can we do it? I don't know. You know, I read, you know, he says it'll take 3 years and 180 billion, and they say, well, that's it is going to take, whatever it is. Of course, everything is over scheduled and never comes in on time or on budget.
Maher didn't hold back as he tore into the DNC for their reflexive opposition to anything with Trump's name on it. According to him, Democrats have reached a point where if Trump said water is wet, they'd argue it's dry, simply because he said it. He brought up Trump's proposed Golden Dome missile defense system, a project designed to protect the nation. Instead of examining its potential value, Democrats dismissed it instantly. Not because it lacked merit, but because the idea came from Trump. And then came the ballroom controversy. Maher's response didn't just roast the critics. It exposed just how deeply political obsession has clouded basic common sense.
That's, to me, a worthy thing. And the ballroom, I don't give a I really don't give a I was reading, it shows you like how the media is. Everything is always on one side or the other. When he's first mentioned it, it was like all about, oh my God, he's desecrating the White House. Then I finally read, oh, well, you know, they've done to the White House before. It's just a building, I think. Also, like, I realized after reading other people, we don't have a place when they have state dinners. They're doing it in a tent. This is America. So do I give a that he's doing this to the White House? I really don't.
Well, look, he raised the money privately.
Here's something most critics aren't talking about. Those massive event tents the White House has used for years, they cost over $1 million per night. During Obama's presidency, that was the price tag for just one evening. So building a permanent ballroom isn't just stylish, it's smart. It saves millions over time and removes the need for temporary, costly setups. But instead of acknowledging the financial logic, the DNC jumped straight into outrage mode. And that's exactly what Maher highlighted: the inability to recognize a good idea just because it comes from Trump.
He raised the money privately.
Yeah, and it's private money.
You know, and if Newsom wants to knock it down when he's president, then he can knock it down, right?
Save your ire for the things that matter.
That's right.
You
But
know,
they
that
don't
these
know
people-
what
they-
matters.
Well,
Well, you know as well as I do
I don't give a shit.
that the media is not in the business any longer of reporting what matters. It's not. They make their money either hating or loving Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's where the cash register is. What matters doesn't matter to them.
Okay.
You know that.
O'Reilly didn't sugarcoat it. Mainstream media is no longer about facts. It's about fury. Outrage equals clicks equal money, and everything else falls by the wayside. He argues that modern journalism isn't interested in truth or balance. It's interested in attention. Instead of investigating or informing, many outlets rush to publish whatever fuels division and drives engagement. It's no surprise Americans are losing trust in the press, according to O'Reilly. The media isn't shaping opinions anymore. It's manipulating emotions.
Do you think that Mamdani's election will lead more financial organizations to leave New York City for Wall Street South in Florida? Tell me, I've read that term just recently, Wall Street South, Florida. This is your
Palm Beach.
state. What is that?
A lot of Wall Street guys have moved to Palm Beach. It's been happening really since COVID. It's accelerated with increases in taxes. It's not just out of New York. It's New Jersey, Connecticut, it's Chicago, it's California.
So they're fleeing high tax blue
correct,
states
correct.
for
Look,
Florida. And
This is the luckiest guy in the world that Mamdani got elected, because his district is going to explode. My house, I live 8 miles outside of Queens, has gone up 20% in value since Mamdani announced. Okay?
because
Because people aren't going to pay the punishing taxes. New York is the highest tax state in the union.
but you said your house value's gone up.
Yeah,
So
because
people-
they're moving to Nassau County,
Oh, they're moving out of the city.
out of
I
the
see,
city, and
I
they can
see.
still take the train back in the city and not pay the millionaires tax.
Now that Mani is officially in office, speculation is over. Action begins. If he leans too far into socialist-style policies, he risks alienating moderates who could swing the next election toward Trump. But if he governs smartly, sticks to core democratic values, and actually delivers results, he could reshape the party's future and strengthen the DNC heading into 2028. His leadership won't just define his legacy, it could redefine the entire Democratic narrative. The next few months will reveal whether he becomes a unifying force or a polarizing setback.
What people don't understand is he can't raise the taxes unless the state okays it, and the state is not going to okay it. So this is just smoke and mirrors. And the younger people who voted for him, they don't understand that. They don't know what seizing the means of production is, but Ken Griffin does. He's the big Wall Street titan. He knows what it is, and that's why he's down in Palm Beach.
We'll see if they move. I mean, you saw Bill.
They're going to move.
Well, look,
They're already moving.
Hold on, Bill Ackman
No,
threatened.
they're not.
Hold on.
People say they're going to move all the time
let-
after elections.
listen.
They don't do it.
Bill Ackman said he was going to move.
You know how many people moved out of New York City in the last 3 years? 600,000.
O'Reilly believes the exodus from New York is directly tied to Mumani's election. And he might not be wrong. If Mumani follows through on promises like taxing millionaires heavily or seizing production lines for redistribution, he could trigger a mass departure, Similar to California under Gavin Newsom, wealthy residents and major businesses don't wait around to be targeted. They leave. And when they go, they take jobs, investment, and tax revenue with them. O'Reilly warns that if Mumani isn't careful, his progressive experiment could push New York into a full-scale financial crisis.
People move in America, and you're right.
No, but they're not moving because they want a better view. They like to keep more of their money
yes,
that
that's
they
true.
earn.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Look, Florida is a really good case study. So when DeSantis became governor, there were 250,000 more registered Democrats in Florida when he became governor 8 years ago. Now there's 1.4 million more registered Republicans in Florida. That's all migration from COVID and re-registration from COVID, 100%. Right. So it absolutely is happening. Whether they will abandon New York in droves, I mean, Bill Ackman's a really good example. He said he was going to leave, right? He's been going after Mamdani. He spent a lot of money on him. And then the day Mamdani won, he said, I'm willing to talk and sit down and work with you. That doesn't sound like he's packing his bags.
Well, it's not everybody. But look, if you're a person in New York City earning $150,000, okay, that's a lot of money for most people in the United States. That's nothing in New York City. $150K doesn't get you very much. Right. It gets you In-N-Out burgers.
Here's the reality no one on the left wants to admit. Things could get far worse under Mamani's leadership, especially with the sweeping new taxes he's preparing. And no, people aren't leaving because of COVID anymore. It's been 5 years. These departures are about survival, high taxes, crushing regulations, and endless bureaucratic hurdles have already emptied parts of California, sending residents and big corporations to Texas, Florida, and other business-friendly states. O'Reilly believes New York is on track to repeat that disaster. When you make it harder for people to keep their earnings or for businesses to operate freely, they simply leave and take their economic power with them. If Manny doesn't rethink his strategy soon, New York could face the same fate: shrinking businesses, rising deficits, and a mass flight of taxpayers.
The working people at a certain level are going to say, I'm going to the congressman's state because there's no state tax there. There's no local tax there. I get to keep more of my money. This isn't complicated.
Well, I've looked at moving because I'd like to keep more of my money too. And
where should Maher move?
I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not moving anywhere.
No?
No.
You're going to stay?
And the taxes here are ridiculous, but it's still Southern California.
Right.
Okay.
If Bill Maher were to leave California, which state should he choose? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Maher frequently mentions how California's tax burden has spiraled out of control. Residents face some of the highest rates in the country, and many wonder what they're getting in return. He's also repeatedly criticized the state's suffocating bureaucracy, from endless permits to confusing regulations that slow down even basic projects. So if he ever moves, it won't just be about scenery. It'll be about taxes, efficiency, and escaping a system drowning in red tape.
Do you think Vance or Rubio has a better chance at winning in 2028? Well, they got to wrestle the nomination away from Trump, which is probably not going to happen. Well, I mean, who knows?
You know, it's a totally different country.
What?
In 2028 than it is now. Totally different country next year. These nitwits on television go, oh, this is a harbinger of the midterms. You know how many things are going to change in the next 12 months?
Democrats are going to in the midterms for the same reason they this week. Democrats are going to wipe.
Depends. It depends. It depends if the prices come down.
Well, it's not just the prices.
Oh,
it's just,
that's the big one.
it's the perception that the people who get into power are always drunk with power. This administration's also just drunk.
Maher seems fixated on the idea that Trump won't leave office when the time comes. But O'Reilly urges him to calm down. Political landscapes shift quickly. A year or two can completely reshape public opinion and electoral outcomes. We're only a year into Trump's administration. Predicting the future this early is pure speculation. History shows that momentum changes, unexpected events emerge, and the public mood can flip overnight O'Reilly's message is simple. Don't jump to conclusions. Let time do what time always does. And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.